Hi, welcome to the Tinker's Workshop. Today we're going to review the Tinker's Workshop British Police Call Box Build Manual. And this is the set of plans that are available on the blog that you can build your own British Police Call Box or TARDIS for the people, Doctor Who fans. So anyway, we're going to review the manual here. I'm going to go through page by page and show you exactly what's in this manual and give you a better idea what you're purchasing if you do plan to buy a set of plans. So anyway, here's the title page. The first page here is nothing more than an intro page saying thanks for purchasing the manual. And it gives you a list of all the different sub-assemblies that you're going to be building. There's like 16, take the back. Yeah, 16 different sub-assemblies, the call box base, corner post, windows, side windows, side wall, back wall, left door, right door, and so forth. And an advisory on, if you've never done woodworking, get somebody that can help you along with this project. But again, this project is not something that's terribly hard. It explains in great detail in this manual, and you'll see this here. The manual itself is got 80 technical drawings, 60 detailed illustrations, and so there's a lot of detail in it. So let's go further here. We start off with the call box base, and it gives you a nice illustration here of the base cross members and the long ones and the short ones. Just nothing more than an X that's put together. And here it shows the previous drawing with the outer perimeter put on it, and then again with some more trim that's put onto the base. So here this shows the base again, and it's just nothing more than the floor, and that's screwed into place to give you where you're going to stand when you walk into the TARDIS. These are the corner post assemblies. And there's 3 different blocks. All it is one strip of wood for your hinge, and a corner block, 2 corner blocks, and then and they're all called corner blocks, but the center one is also here. So this would stand up vertically. This is laying down. This would stand up this direction. So the corner blocks you had. Let me back up just a second. You've only got 1 piece and 3 corner blocks. So those are put together. And then another strip of wood is added. And then in this section here, diagram 8, we've got the corner rails. So you've only got 2 more pieces that are added to that assembly plus 1 more block. So it looks complicated when you look at this point, but you go back to the very beginning and you've only got 3 pieces you're adding to another piece. You add a couple more pieces, you add a couple more pieces, and you've got the corner piece. And then gives you a detailed drawing of what it all looks like with several more pieces in. And these are for each corner of the TARDIS, and each one is interchangeable. So if you make one, or you have to make 4 of them, you could put them in any of the 4 locations, of any 4 corners. So it gives you quite detailed, tells you what pieces go where, and different corner trim here. And there's again, it shows us detail. This picture is a close-up detail of this shot right here. Same with here. This is a detailed image of this end of this part. So it shows you what parts go where. So then you go into the next diagram 11 here. We've got a corner block, and then we add another corner trim piece. It's nothing more than a piece of quarter round, and it goes in on both sides. And again, another detail showing exactly where this goes and spacing, and it gives you a complete description of exactly what goes where and it describes what diagrams or what. Here's the windows, and again, it's nothing more than 4 pieces of wood, and they've got a cutout made, and that's with a table saw. You can cut these notches out. And the reason for, you'll see here, you'll cut these notches out, and these are just overlapped in the corners. And then 3 more pieces put in to give you the 6 window configuration for each window. And these just get nailed and glued in. So then you have the side walls. And the side walls are nothing more than a piece of plywood with 4 pieces of wood glued and nailed to this piece of plywood. Real simple construction, takes your time. And again, step by step, it shows you exactly how to put this all together. Then let me back up just one. This is the sidewall. And again, this is the sidewall now. You're going to put 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 more pieces in to do the framing around. These are the wall strips. And so then you just glue those in position. Then on the inside, you slide the windows in. And those get slid into place. And there's a window frame. There's a window frame that holds those all in place. And then you have corner pieces that hold that window in place. And this is a window glass. There's actual glass in the windows. I would use plexiglass. It's just safer so that you don't, heaven forbid, if you drop it, it wouldn't be so dangerous as regular glass. So anyway, you'll put the trim in, put the window in, put the trim in, and corner pieces in, and that holds the window in place on the inside. So here's the back wall, very similar to what the other wall was. And again, if you put the piece of plywood with 4 pieces of wood here, and you jump forward to the next step, and you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 more pieces go in. And again, windows again, same kind of setup. And with the corner pieces again. And so then we have the left door. The left door is just half of what this guy is. So you have the panel plus 2 strips of wood, the wall strip. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces to do the outside. Slide the window in, frame it. Corner pieces once again. And that door's done. So the right window is exactly this, or right door, I'm sorry, is exactly the same way. Same setup. So you're repeating the same process over and over again. The walls are all very similar in size and shape. There's little variances in them in order to assemble it. As I said in the plans here, this is designed so that the TARDIS can be assembled and disassembled if you need to move it. Because it's going to be quite heavy when it's done, it'd be much simpler to take it all apart and then reassemble it. And it just makes it much more simpler if you've got to move it from one room to the other or across town or wherever you're going to go with it. So then the same setup, the windows are all done the same. So you're just duplicating the same process. You get one made, the other ones are going to work the same way. This is the door header. There's 3 pieces of very simple wood that you've got to cut out. And again, there's you'll see here at the end the drawings for each of these to give you all the dimensions on everything. So this is the door header, and this is the sidewall header. It's just 2 pieces of wood, and they're stacked up with a notch cut out of this upper one, the sidewall header 1 and 2. And then you have the door header 3, and then you have diagram 34, the door header 3. And this one, the parts will be added to the assembly with sidewall header 3 and door header 3 in the diagrams 34 here. So you're going from here to here, so you're just adding a couple more pieces. You're adding a sidewall header here, 3, and a door header here. So then that assembly is set up. So this is the what I call a sign box. This is where it actually says police call box, and it shows you how to make this. It's just nothing more than 1/4 inch plywood and another piece of wood here. I think that's probably 1/2 inch with an opening cut in it, and then a couple little blocks put in on either side, and then a bottom rail that's put into it. So then the sign box nameplate is a piece of plexiglass, and this is a decal that can be made up. You go to a place that does decals for cars, like racing stripes or lettering for signs or whatever. They can cut you this sign. It says police public call box, and you just stick it on the plexiglass here and you're good to go. It's already set, and something this small is going to be real easy to get made up. So the insert, this guy here, this nameplate gets put in, and This is the insert that goes inside. So this goes into the box. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let me backtrack here a little bit. This goes into the box, this plate, and goes inside the box, and then this insert goes inside and gets screwed in place. It holds this nameplate in place, and then you can put lighting behind it to have it light up. So here's the roof subframe, and again it's just a couple pieces of wood that are cut and then glued together, and you make up 4 of these to make a framework with a couple triangles to keep everything nice and square. And then you add some corner blocks to each. And you see it here, there's a corner plus trim. And it's very simple cuts, nothing real elaborate that has to be, anything special that you could not do with a regular workshop. So then you have the roof subframe. This is the roof itself. And then this is very much like the floor. It's, I believe it's 1/2-inch plywood, and then it's notched. So it makes like a double X. And then that frame goes around it. And then you have the plywood panels that go up on the top. And this is the very top where the light goes for the TARDIS. Speaking of which, there's the light assembly. It shows how this is made. It's the light top and top B, and then a circle in the bottom. Again, these could be turned down or cut with a jigsaw, and so they're all glued and screwed together. And then you have the light top. It's got a taper to it, and then a light ring, and then another ring, and that gets set into there's the light ring into a base. This gives you a good idea of what the whole assembly looks like. There's the light base with light ring attached, and then there's a light lens, and this very simply was put into, I used a lens that's off of a Coleman lantern. Regular lens, I looked into it for the TARDIS light up on top. They are real expensive, if you can even find one. It's normally a light that's put in a lantern for a ship. It's a Fresnel kind of a lens, circular cylinder, and they're real expensive. And I thought, well, gee, we could go with something simpler, and a regular Coleman lantern lens, and you can get a lens on like eBay, and without any lettering on it, and works out very nice. And you can set this up so that there's a hole in the middle here, and put a light up in the inside and light it up. And if you want to get into more elaborate, a different kind of a lens, that's your choice, but this was a simple way to go to put a light up on the top. There's a view of what it looks like completely assembled. This is one of the more complex pieces, but really it's not too difficult with the instructions that are given here. All the dimensions are in the drawings, which we'll cover here in a little bit. So this is the base, police called final assembly. This is the base we originally called box base. And then these are the corner posts that go in. And so these get all bolted into place. And then what we got here, the sidewalls, and they're exactly the same, so you can interchange them. They get slid and screwed into place. Then you have the back wall. So then that gets mounted in place. So then you have the the door headers, front and rear, and those get mounted. And then you have the upper mounting holes. This is where the sign is. The sign boxes get mounted all the way around. There's 4 of them. And then the sign inserts get put in, the glass and the inserts. You can see the name here. And then the inserts gets put in. And let's see, corner posts get tied in. And then we're looking at the top. These are the hinges. You finally put the doors in. The hinges get mounted in, and it's pretty much built already right here. It goes together very quickly. And you have a ceiling in the TARDIS here, the call box, that gets dropped in place up on top. And then the roof subframe gets mounted here. That gets, again, it gets slid in, and it all locks in place. It doesn't even have to have screws in it. Then the roof assembly with the light assembly, and there it is. You've got your TARDIS already there. It's already built. So then you have little things like a lock that's on the inside of the door, so you can open up just one door, or you could leave it out and open up both. Even has the door sign. It says police telephone, free for use of public advice and assistance obtainable immediately. Officers and cars respond to all calls pulled to open. This sign goes on the front door, right there, I believe. So there's the sign. Again, this could be made up from the same people that did the light box of the police public call box sign up on top. They can make up a sign that looks exactly like that too. So there's what the TARDIS looks like when it's completed. And before, of course, you'd have to paint it. But again, the plus side here, you could put this together and paint it before you even assemble it. So then you could, be a much more finished look, a much nicer look to the whole thing. You'll need, it says here, additional hardware that you'll need to be installed on the call box is an outside door handle and possibly a door lock. This, once again, has not been modeled into the plans, as there are countless ways to design, ways and designs that can be used in the design. The outer door handle can be something simple as a door pull or a fancy brass handle. Again, this is up to the builder to decide what is wanted and needed for their call box build. So anyway, here's the, let me get this flipped over again. This is a complete list of different drawings that are going to be made. Here's all the different drawings, and these are all laid out with all the dimensions and descriptions to tell you exactly where everything goes, and all the different things that are in it. Here's the doors. There's the doors again, more doors. Again, it's all the same, repetitive, it's very similar. There's the insert for the police call box sign. There's the sign itself, gives you the size of it and the whole works. This is all the framework. These are the assemblies here, is what these are. And this one here is the sidewall header, different assembly drawings. There's the light assembly. There's the posts. There's the base. There's the sign that gives you all the dimensions to lay that all out correctly. Let's see what else we got here. We've got sidewall header, and these are all just little components. Gives you all the dimensions on everything. And flip through here. This is for the light up on top. Everything's all dimensions real clearly. Should be no problem in being able to see it. This was designed using professional CAD software, so that I know that this assembly you should have no problem putting it together if you follow the directions and the drawings that are shown here. So I give all the different holes and stuff that have to be drilled into different parts. These are the the roof rafter, I'm sorry. And this is the roof panel. It gives you all the different dimensions on it. Again, more parts for the roof. It's just every kind of drawing you can imagine. There's just a tremendous amount of detail in this set of plans. Right down to the quarter round trim, how long it should be. This is the roof subframe assembly. And all the different components, tells you what it's made out of. This is 3/4 inch plywood. And this one here is, again, 3/4 inch. It's only 2 inches by 3 inches. This was 2 3/4 by 3 inches, so it's little parts, a lot of little stuff. Again, this is more roof subframe. These are the little triangles you got to make. Again, real simple parts, nothing real elaborate that you'd need something like a scroll saw with, or some real fancy equipment to build it. So you go down the line, it shows the different parts. This was the window vertical rail. This is just nothing more than a piece of wood that is 3/4 inch square and 16 inches long, and you cut a notch here and a notch there and one in the bottom. And so it gives you exactly the right cut that you need in order to put your windows together. Here's another good image of the same kind of setup. It goes together like Lincoln logs, the best way I can describe it. So more parts, more triangles, real simple parts and cuts. And we'll go flipping through all this real basic stuff. Again, this is nothing more than a piece of wood that's cut on the ends at 45-degree angles. And then there's a taper on one side. This was for the wall strip 35 top. It's 13 and a half inches long. And same thing, similar here. It's just different angles on the ends. And so it's tapered on both ends. It's got an angle here on these ends, and then it's got an angle on both these ends, as you can see from here. Again, these are the wall strips. But it's all laid out, real clear, real nice drawings. And the plus side to the set of plans here is that you don't have to print all of this out at once. The instructions will show you step by step, and so you only print out what you need to start. You don't have to print out the entire book. You can if you want. And I put it into a binder like this, so it's just easier to follow along and go through. Here's the door panel, and this is 78 inches tall and 36 3/4 inches wide. This is the one of the walls, actually. And so 78 inches tall, that's 6.5 feet tall. So it's designed so the TARDIS is full size. You can walk into this, no problem. The floor alone is, or the ceiling in the TARDIS is 40 inches square. So you could get 2 people into this thing, maybe 3 if you squeeze in tight. But it's all laid out, you know, real precise with the drawings, with all the dimensions that are for everything. And we'll jump forward here. Let me see where we're at here. And more parts, little parts, right down to holes. This is for the sign box inner side. Gives you the dimensions for the holes that you got to drill. And the thickness of the wood. This is only 1/2 inch wood. And so it's a little piece again, 3.5 inches by 4 3/8, the way it looks. Again, this part, this was the sign box face, and this is just a piece of wood that's about 5 inches wide and 39 inches long. I'll take that back, 42 inches long, and a notch cut out of it. And so then you can get this, the light can come through for the sign up on top. So then you have different triangles again and strips of wood. Here's one of the doors. The doors again are 78 inches tall, and one door is 16.5 inches wide. So the other door combined, you're talking 32 inches wide. So it's more than big enough to climb into the TARDIS. It's a full-size assembly. Different parts here, real simple parts. Here's some of the corner blocks I spoke of when I started showing you the manual. It's nothing more than, again, a piece of wood that's, let's see what it says here, 2 3/4 inches square, and you cut a notch out of it, and then drill a hole through for your bolt, so you can mount it. Again, another corner block. That's corner block C. This is corner block, and then you got corner block B and C. And the difference is that this one here, it's got a hole drilled in it so we can mount the corners to the base. And then this is one of the center ones. I think I believe this is the upper one, and this is probably the center one. And there's no need to have a hole drilled in them. They just isn't called for. Real simple parts. Something that can be cut very, very simply. A few notches in these guys. With time, though, you can lay this out. Everything's dimensioned. You follow the directions and follow the drawings, and you shouldn't have any trouble assembling this at all. And again, it's duplicated. Each side is exactly the same or very similar, so you build one side, the rest is going to fall into place. And then here's the window vertical rail. Same thing, a couple notches in a piece that's 16 inches long by 1.25 inches by 3/4 inch. So again, this could probably be made out of 3/4 inch plywood, for that matter. Then here's the police sign on the front. Police telephone, free use of public. Again, it shows you all the dimensions so that this sign can be made up. And then here is the plexiglass for the windows. And again, this, you can go out and buy this, and you can cut the plexiglass on a bandsaw very easily. And it shows you exactly where to drill your holes in the corners to mount them, and the size of the bit that you need. So that's it. That's the complete assembly. Let me backtrack here a little bit. Go back to the main picture. All right, this is a big project, and I think it's something you'll be proud of when you do put it together. It's full size. It's a big TARDIS, and for $15, I think it's a fair price with everything that's in the manual. It's, as you can see from the instructions here, it's complete with drawings and illustrations and of every part that's in it and assembly. So check out the blog from the Tinker's Workshop. And if you need any more information that you can't find on the blog or from what I've told you here, send me an email to the Tinker's Workshop, and that's tinkersworkshop.blogspot.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks for watching. Bye.